Hello, this is the Dapperman, and this is going to be my review for the 2004 Japanese-style horror, The Grudge. Now, The Grudge is directed by Takashi Shimizu. Probably saying his name wrong, and you know what? I'm okay with that because I don't have a Japanese tongue. And I'll just say, if a film doesn't work the first time, you make it a second time, a third time, a fourth time, make sequels, make 20 of them, because this is the only thing I've seen this director has done. Okay, let me back that up. He's directed other movies, but they all revolve around this exact story. And I believe since it was doing so well and being quite successful at it in Japan, might as well make an Americanized version of it. And might as well throw in Sarah Michelle Gellar, along with some other actors. And there you go. You got The Grudge in an Americanized version. I have this DVD, and I got it at a thrift store. I've always been wanting to watch this movie, so I decided to watch it since I found out that next month we're going to get another Grudge movie. And I'm guessing this is a reboot, so, you know, this movie has been rebooted so many times. It's been rebooted, oh my lord, more times than the different versions of the Bible. Okay, maybe not as many, but my goodness, it's that many times. The movie opens up with Karen, who is played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and she is an American, I guess, nurse that's living in Japan, and one of the house nurses has not been around for the entire day to take care of this old lady. The old lady's name, I can't remember, but that's besides the point because she gets called to take replacement of the Japanese nurse there. Her name was Yoko. Again, you won't remember this name because it probably was only mentioned like 4 times in the movie. But they try to make it like a big impact in the beginning, which doesn't feel like it was that big of an impact. I'm getting a little too far ahead of myself, so let me continue on. Anyways, she goes, she finds some all things are happening. She sees the old lady, she takes care of her, and then she notices something's in the vent, and some of this supernatural events are happening. Along with this, she sees a boy that is screams in a cat's meow, and a woman with long black hair that just goes everywhere, and her eye goes backwards, pretty much like you would expect from The Ring, but without the cat screeching boy. These are just some of the things and elements that you see in this movie, The Grudge. The way the movie opens up, it instantly opens with Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman, yes, the President of the United States in Independence Day, and Lone Star in Spaceballs. So he opens up and he commits suicide, and you don't hear anything from him until the end of the movie. This movie is weird. It has weird pacing. It has weird. I don't know what to describe it because it's like a typical Japanese horror film story. It has throwaway characters like Karen's boyfriend, who's I can't even remember much about him, although he was here, there, and the end, and that was it. Just like Bill Pullman. In the very beginning, mentioned briefly in the middle, and then at the end. So many of these characters was so much of a waste. Those characters in there that I wanted to know more about, like the police investigator that was going in and talking about the family that was there previously, and it was just that felt like something I wanted to hear more of. But no, throw it away. Who cares? Because we got Sarah Michelle Gellar because she was in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer and a couple of other movies, and she was a big hit. So why not just keep throwing her in a movie with her overly bland acting? I worked at Movie Stop at this time when this movie was being released for DVD, and this is quite the most unusual thing I've seen ever working in a video store. This movie was for sale, and people bought it, and they got like the trade for get one movie. This was one of those movies that people got free. Apparently, no one liked it. No, not so many people did not like this movie that when we got them back, we put the movies on sale for re-release for $15.99 used movies. Within 2 months, I think 3 months. Within 3 months, this movie went from $15.99 to $2.99, and that was incredible because I've never seen it. Because the lowest a movie would usually go, especially if it's a new release, would be $15.99 to maybe $9.99, but not ever that low. When it went on sale on Black Friday and Christmas and every other holiday of the year, it went down to 99 cents. No one bought them. We had hundreds of these movies. It was critically panned, No one seemed to like it. Apparently, a couple of people who are really die-hard Japanese fans love this film. I would say the music was okay. It had a good couple of jump scares sometimes. I think it didn't wait too much in jump scares, so you know what? That was a good plus for this. One thing negative I would say was that you could tell this film was meant to be an R-rated or unrated or whatever it was, because this is the PG-13 version I've watched, and that was the version that was in the theaters. You can't help but when you watch this movie, it was cut short. It was stopped at certain parts, and you're like, okay. It felt like when you see a scene of a knife getting plunged, but they break from that scene, and then they show the after effect, like, what happened that whole entire middle scene of the film? And I could tell because something was a bit odd until I looked on IMDb and I listened to the commentary or one of the special features, and it was meant to be an unrated or an R-rated film. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. So somewhere out there, I'm pretty sure I could find it if I'm really trying, but I'm not really trying because I thought it was okay. It wasn't really that great. I'm sorry, this is not really the greatest review, but that's all I could say. There was nothing really that interesting to say about this film. However, if you want to really watch this and if you're really keen on it, because the Grudge movie is coming out next month on theaters and it's going to be the official R-rated film of the franchise, which all of them basically are pretty R-rated because it gets pretty violent in certain scenes and so forth. Here is going to be why it's rated PG-13, at least a PG-13 rating. The unrated, I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you, so here's the content for it, for those of you who are curious. And that is my review for The Grudge. Me, I'm just going to say, if you really desire to watch it, you can watch it one time and you'll be done. Not something I would go and just pop it every single time. I would lean a bit more towards The Ring if you really want to watch a real good Japanese style horror film for Americanized. Now, if you watch a Japanese, Ringu, still great movie, enjoyable to watch. Or Dark Waters, the original Japanese version. I'd never watched the Jennifer Connelly version, so I couldn't tell you anything about that. So, yeah, that's it. So I hope that you enjoyed this review, and that if you wish to, and greatly appreciate it, you can hit the subscribe button and comment below. Let me know what you think of the review. Let me know what you think of the movie, if you have seen the movie, and if you have any past history, thoughts, or anything else about this film. And I will do my best to keep uploading videos, and eventually soon, since it's December is Christmas time, I should be doing some Christmas reviews. Maybe not the next review, but the next one after that. And I will see you around till next time. So until then, have a lovely day. Cheers.